Thank you. And now I'd like to welcome Keith Drake back to the stage, but he's now joined by Suzanne Drake, who, as well as many other things in her life, she's been a teacher. She's also a residential homes entertainer, and she also teaches aerobics, which may give you a clue to some of the content of the next part of this evening's show. So I'm not quite sure what we're in for yet, but we're going to see it now. It's Keith and Suzanne Drake.
Hello again. I'd like to introduce you to my sparring partner Suzanne. We'd like to perform a couple of poems from our show, The Aerobic Cabaret, and a couple from our other set called Domestic Treason. Thank you very much.
I have a house in the suburbs and a 2-litre Rover, an endowment and a garage and a trustee up and over, an overdraft, a pension fund, a flexible friend. So why do I feel like I'm going round the bend? Round the bend.
Round the bend.
Round the bend.
Round the bend.
So why do I feel like I'm going round the bend? My teapot's round, my fence is sound, I overlook football pitches. I go to coffee mornings and converse with silly bitches. My tiles are red, my garden's green, my living room is beige. So why do I feel like I'm living in a cage? In a cage.
In a cage.
In a cage.
In a cage.
So why do I feel like I'm living in a cage? My bedroom is a pastel shade, the colour of the sky. I buy my lamps from B&Q and my drawers from MFI. I dream of that extension I'm always going to build. So why do I feel so bloody unfulfilled? Unfulfilled.
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 So why do I feel so bloody unfulfilled? I refuse to give an inch. I won't accept defeat. My earlobes are quite special and I have fantastic feet. I never watch TV and I never want to read. But if I keep on coming here, I'll never go to seed. Go to seed.
Go to seed.
Go to seed.
Go to seed.
But if I keep on coming here, I'll never go to seed. I apply myself with vigour. I wear my hair in bunches. I have the tightest outfits and do lots and lots of crunches. The torture is exquisite. That's why I use the gym. And when I make my body perfect, then I find my perfect him. Perfect him.
Perfect him.
Perfect him.
Perfect him.
I'll make my body perfect. Then I'll find my perfect him.
Do you remember all that mischief on the coast near Aberystwyth? You were rubbing my body like a lump of unplaned wood. In the ozone and Gulf Stream, we enhanced our self-esteem, then wandered off to find a cup of tea.
Or that day upon the heather, when we defied inclement weather, exploring every contour on the map. In that refreshing July rain, we did it all again. Then opened up our rucksacks to have a cup of tea.
Do you recall that time in BHS? We were the cause of much distress to an assistant who found us in the lift. Between kitchenware and paradise, That afternoon was nice, nice, nice. Then we went down to the snack bar and had a cup of tea.
Now you suck and you stroke and you kiss and you lick. Then you end up snoring and it seems so dreadfully boring. So I go downstairs and make a cup of tea.
The price of domestic insurance is going through the roof, and we'll have to get another loan if you want to cap that tooth. There's a patch of damp upon the wall where the calendar used to be. I want to curl up in a ball. Would you kindly tickle me?
I don't want you to possess me or make my pelvis wriggle. I've told you once and I'll tell you again. All I want is a little tickle. Tickle my ribs, tickle my knee, tickle me with alacrity. Tickle me under the Van Allen belt. Tickle me till my fuses melt.
We've got to follow a serious path. It's late, we're skint, no time to laugh. We occupy the land of hard knocks, so this is where the tickling stops.
Forget that pile of unopened letters and stimulate my touch receptors. Forget repossession, bankruptcy, bills, that nightmare of unclimbable hills. Any attempt to wipe things clear would occupy a Martian year. Tickle my chin, stroke my back, and I'd slink around like a Siamese cat.
Torture, torture, sleepless nights, indigestion, pointless fights. Forget the checks, forget the rent. Let's gypsy it in a two-man tent. Tickle me where fact meets fiction. You know I have a predilection to carefully avoid the issue while you gently stimulate my tissue. So tickle me with relish, tickle me today. Say you'll never stop till the pain goes away.
Dropped out. I had to scream and shout. I went round the bend on hearing of your little friend. Almost a teenager, so they say. Pretty in an anemic way. The SO station's female assistant. The one who looks a bit vague and distant. You had my life gift wrapped, you weasel. I hope her knickers smell of diesel.
Should I buy a new tuxedo, parachute into a sharky sea, bleach my hair albino, or wait until she speaks to me? I could stick a dummy in my mouth, wear a toweling nappy, put myself through a mincing machine and be served a savoury patty. Too old, too young, too tall, too short, elephantine, smooth or itchy. Why has she realigned the facts and left me feeling twitchy? She'll be in that muscle-bound Jaguar, on leather, gently reclining, while I take swigs of Smirnoff and try to do the ironing. He runs pinball machines in a shabby Kentish resort. Not exactly a cut purse, it's just he's never been caught. One day my shiny shotgun will penetrate his mouth, 'cause if I'm 3rd Division, he's 4th Division South. Outrank you in every little respect. I've O-levels and A-levels and I've climbed up Penny Ghent. I've owned a couple of XR3s, seen the sunrise over the Pyrenees, drawn funny faces upon my knees. So it's plain that I outrank you. I swam a length of the pool underwater, had oogie boogie with the headmaster's daughter, ate cheese and pickle behind the altar. So it's obvious I outrank you.
wear Chanel behind my ears, own a mountain bike with 18 gears, and my figure's the envy of all my peers. So it's plain that I outrank you. I do school runs, cook kids' teas, as well as taking 2 degrees. I can even speak a bit of Cantonese. So, Yan Sing, I outrank you.
I'm a reservoir of facile charm. I'll fight Ben and Eubanks with one arm. Everyone knows I mean no harm, 'cause pugilistically I outrank you. And I've struggled with my glottal stops, mumps, toothache, chicken pox, and my wits are sharper than a well-oiled fox. Ergo, I outrank you. And I'm so mature in my psychology, I utter no cant or apology. I'm a phenomenon of modern anthropology. Therefore, I outrank you.
I've sailed to the east and back again, done all my shopping in dollars and yen. I can stand on my head, I'm a master of Zen. So it's obvious I outrank you. I'm a Libra sun with Virgo rising. I castrate apes when they need chastising. And I'm fed up with all this analysing, 'cause I know that I outrank you.
I do 100 press-ups without drawing breath, drive so fast it will scare you to death, cook much better than a Michelin chef, so in the kitchen I outrank you. And just to prove my heart grows keener, I'll play Rasputin to your Tsarina, transport you to heaven astride a Dyson cleaner where the angels know that I outrank you.
You boast and brag about boyish things. You separate beer cans from their little rings. You eye up the birds, and I bet you've had flings. So ethically, I outrank you.
My credentials can't disguise the way that I feel as I stand before you, transparent yet real. I'm really just me, and that's the deal. Even so, I still outrank you. When that object of affection is worth a second glance, you've reached that heightened state of being that's sometimes called romance. Why dither with the future? Keep loneliness at bay. So you sign upon the dotted line for tomorrow and a day. But when the caramel and saccharine have run their sticky course, and the bubbles in the lemonade are flat, your amore reminds you of the rear end of a horse. There's only one solution, which is, of course, divorce.
We inhabited a fairyland where the Weetabix were pink. Now your bacteria lives and multiplies on the draining board and sink. You said we'd cross the Andes on a pair of docile llamas, but now you study life insurance in Winsiette pyjamas.
You were the bluish cocktail in a lightly sugared glass. Now you're the rude mechanical in a well-rehearsed old fuss. There's nothing left to bind us, no transcendental force. So there's only one solution, which is, of course, divorce.
You have a minimalist approach to the most rudimentary chores, and I do object to being called old thing or indoors.
With a threadbare towel around your head and only the cat to admire us, you shuffle round with the alacrity of a semi-frozen virus. You claim hunger and emptiness, but your petulance is perverse. Are you the only perfumed malcontent in a lonely universe?
I want to squeeze and squeeze and squeeze and take my just reprisals, not with my loving arms, but with a ligature of sizing.
In our rare romantic sessions, you'd give the Ice Queen private lessons on how to grin and bear it with contempt. You're as dynamic as a tortoise with encroaching rigid mortis and the dreaded war cry. Have you finished yet?
We'll disembowel the marriage corpse, drag the entrails down the street, drape them across suburban trellis work. So avant-garde, so sweet.
The rules of love are manifold, impossible to enforce. There's only one solution, which is, of course, divorce!
First time we've ever had a poetry duo performing here, and I know they love each other really. So, more applause please for Keith and Suzanne Drake. Proving, if proof were needed, that you have to be really fit to be a poet these days. Gone are the days of drinking and boozing. Now, it's time to welcome back the wonderful dynamic duo that caused us to be turned down a bit in the first half. That's so rock and roll, isn't it? Hopefully it won't happen again, but let's have a big round of applause to welcome back Project Adorno.